But really maturing is having the confidence to give that to somebody else. When you start off as a small business, you might have one person doing all the running around for one department, but as the business develops, that person is going to have to learn to delegate, to lead each little department. So it's really important that they pick up those soft skills with people to not just be great at fixing problems, but being able to get other people to report into them certain pieces of information so they don't overwhelm themselves.
I guess having more than one person being competent enough to take on tasks to effectively relieve you of those burdens, and so you can look at other areas of the business and maybe focus on areas that might otherwise have been overlooked.
I think the key thing is to have confidence in yourself. I've seen a lot of people I've worked with in the past where they learn a certain skill or they have information and they love to hold on to it themselves because it makes them feel important.
Yeah.
And they want to be important to the business and don't want to give that information away. But really maturing is having the confidence to give that to somebody else, give that to your team, get them to train them, teach them to do it as well as you can. Then you can pass it off and then you can learn something else. So it's a constant theme of you're learning it, you're giving it to your team, and eventually you'll be able to delegate, you'll be able to build your team to function the same way that you want to, whilst you are yourself learning extra tasks because you've had the ability to train it and teach it to other people. Don't feel threatened by other people that they're going to be taking that important knowledge that just you previously had.
How can you eradicate that insecurity?
The telltale sign is if you give somebody a load of work and then they're falling over, they can't deal with it. I'll be like, well, you've got your team there to deal with it. You're falling over. You've got one or two options. You either need to delegate it and give it out to other people, or I'm going to need someone else for the position. If I'm giving you all this information and you fall over with it.
Regardless of tenure, regardless of time served.
Experience is clearly an important thing to have. If you know the business, it's definitely a benefit to see how we function. But personally, I think it should always be done on merit. Just because somebody has been here, say 10 years, who's to say that there's not somebody hungry who can delegate, who can lead better, say in a management position, then why would we just give it just because they've been here a long time? Just because you know a certain area of the business doesn't necessarily mean you're the best at coaching people, managing and delegating. So yeah, I think for me, it's always done on merit rather than experience.
Yeah. Our chairman, Ken, he said, always surround yourself with people that are better than you.
That's a great quote, isn't it?
An incredible amount of humble attitude to what you need to apply towards that. No ego needs to play because there'll always be somebody that can do your job better than you.
Yeah.
But it's actually enabling people to do that as well, to actually set them on that path to perhaps overcome them or surpass them in some way. That takes another level of ego. That's quite difficult.
And I said, you have to trust your team to make mistakes as well, because you don't just learn by getting told things and just taking things in. You have to learn by actually physically making the mistakes. So with that, I said, as a manager, you have to give things to your team, let them fall sometimes, but as long as they're learning from their mistakes and they have the right attitude, they're positive and they learn from it, then yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for.
So over the past couple of weeks, we've seen the Star of the Week being centered around personal development and growth.
Yeah, and as you touched on, experience is very beneficial to any company. But the main reason she won it, from my point of view, is she is looking to delegate, pass on that knowledge she's learned over the years into her team. So that frees her up to then support me more. And as we had this week, she's been investigating something for the customer, which has been very time consuming. Because of how she's developed her team, she's been able to free herself to actually really sort of knuckle down and focus on that.